So,
Okay.
Oh.
this is the island, or something akin to the island. You have so this brown area would be the village. You can't see houses. It's not to scale. Please don't measure.
Yeah.
It's a very tiny ass island. So also the woods are to note. There are woods on the island. There's not a lake. It's just a small, dark. You know the weather is extremely
Nasty.
Yeah, it's there's a storm brewing, and it's gonna hit very soon.
Where did we land again, you said?
You guys land right here.
Yo, everybody who's drawn except for him, can you guys just hit the hide from others so you can still draw, but I don't want to see your shit.
Word.
So
Alright.
basically, you guys are gonna land pretty much right here, and so we'll say this is the village here. There's some woods over here. That's all we really need to worry about.
Wait, can you see that or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well that one doesn't work. If you could take that off, my bud. I didn't know if it would work or not. Because it still says hide from others, but okay. So we came in from there, we had the forest, village is there, okay.
This is just rough. Yeah, it's 40 feet across, so you guys can take about 30 steps and you're good. Now, okay. So as you're coming to, so we know the guy's name is Warsh. That's taking you guys over. He doesn't talk much on the ride over. As you guys land and dock, he gets off and ties his boat up and tells you that there will be no more trips back until the storm's over. You can see a couple of other boats that aren't tethered and tied to basically a ferry rope, and these are just for fishermen, and those are lashed down. You can tell no one is leaving the island while this storm is about to hit. So as you roll up, trees block the view of the village from the landing. So your first sight of the village comes as you climb a wooded hill. So we'll put you guys right here, coming up as on a wooded hill. It is underwhelming. It is little more than a collection of hovels, a barn, and a large, centrally located fire pit. Dirty faces and wide eyes stare at you as you exit the rain-soaked tree line before turning away. Excuse me. A grinning girl with wild, dirty hair and a pockmarked face runs up to you with obvious excitement. Who might you be, outsides?
Hello? Little child? Please get a little bit away from me, but I am with more Angelo. We're
So you
here
guys-
just traveling.
Okay.
How do we know about how old she is?
Yeah, so I can tell you guys. There's nothing really hidden. Anything you want to know about this village, you can just ask me, because there's
Friendly
nothing
village?
that you guys, motive is a bit different than landscaping, so you'll have to roll
Okay.
for that. So, you know that this girl, you probably should start off meeting new people by asking their names.
Ah. Hello,
So
little one. What is your name?
Her name is Elisande, and speaking with her, you've learned that she's a 12-year-old orphan human girl, and she's the village troublemaker. She tells you she is excited to meet outsiders.
Does she control the fabric of time?
Oh, don't know.
I just thought the name was funny.
She's heard tales that there's a land beyond the island, and she yearns to visit it. And she has no family left alive on that. Obviously, she's an orphan. She tells you she doesn't remember anything past folklore or the stories that the crones tell.
Can she tell us if this storm is just a typical storm, or if it feels unnatural?
Are you asking her? You
I'm asking
rolling?
her.
You have
You're
to roll.
rolling to discern?
Yes, I will roll for. Is it insight?
Yeah, you can do insight.
Perception.
Insight would be the roll.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you everything she
Jesus
knows.
Christ.
She knows that the island has no name. The folks have lived here since the beginning of time. Outsiders sometimes come, but rarely stay, and the folk do not like them to. So they don't like people staying on the island. She tells you that people survive by fishing. They grow beets, beans, cabbages, and onions. They have a few goats, and they gather wild raspberries and walnuts.
So everybody stinks.
Sometimes she says sometimes they build their houses out of items that the sea brings to them. They don't have an organized religion, just a collection of folk tales. She tells you can tell with your insight that her interest and friendship is genuine, but she wants something from you.
Probably to bring her back to the place. If I had to
Can she
guess.
tell
But,
us who the crones
You
are?
said items that the sea brings. Do you mean like driftwood, or
Flotsam,
do you mean
yeah,
like
driftwood.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
just trash and stuff.
Okay, because whenever you said the items, I'm like, is the sea like giving them shit? Is this some eldritch horror Nazoth's coughing
Oh
up?
no. Okay, so
Sounds familiar.
she actually has a couple of pieces of dialogue for a few places. So I will work off of your insight. This man's has the most insightful insight. So this is the landing. She says, "Das the landing. It's where the folk reap the sea's ripe bounty. Course is also a wheel for swimming when the day fire rises high." So you can definitely
she a
tell that
troll?
she's lived here all her life. She's not very eloquent, and she's not smart.
They have troll
She
accents.
lives where the streets have no name and the island has no name.
Yeah.
Wow, I was muted. Okay.
Oh, hey Mandy, how's it going?
So the homes, she tells you that das is be homes to the folk. Outsides mustn't have homes. You not be sleeping in the rains, do you? If and so, you not want to be bothering the folk. So she tells you you can't live here and don't bother people.
Okay.
There's also do what thing? Roll? What? Role play? /EM space. It's 2 letters and a slash. How do you not remember that? Okay, sorry. I lost my place. Okay, so she tells you over here there's a ruined hovel, or you know it's a ruined hovel. It's Colette's walnut. So I accidentally drew an ass. Whoops.
Oh,
Because
Wouldn't,
it's
it's a potato.
Yeah.
wouldn't the walnuts be like over here though, and we're like here?
Yeah, near the trees. It's a very small village, so you guys are like free to roam. Just
Oh, so it
Like-
actually is 45 feet.
no, it's not. It's a little bigger than that. It takes you a bit. So about the ruined hovel, you can tell that it's in disrepair. The half of the roof is gone. One wall leans against another, and she tells you, "Das me house before me mother and vader were taken by the chill fever. Now we's kept the Luna man there." So she's also gonna let you know that here they keep a madman
Her house?
in her ruined house. She doesn't have a house anymore. She just
A
roams.
madman, similar
A
to
madman.
Mr. Barkboy.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Yep.
Yep. There we go. I'm like, it was a barking sound.
Okay, so there's
So-
no
so-
madman.
So they have their
There's
own
also,
yip.
actually, let's draw something. So we'll
Yeah.
say that houses
Yo, next, I love your artistic.
with a fire pit, a landing, the dark wood. She tells you that this is the dark wood and you should not go in.
Sounds like a
and-
place we should go.
Yeah, let's go there first.
So that's actually not bad. So we have a barn here, and all she has to say about the barn is, "That is the barn, house for yon goats." So
Go.
they have a few goats.
Gonna draw
sorry.
the goats?
No, I can't draw the goats.
Report it. My DM sucks. I'm getting a new one. Can't even draw any goats.
Hold on. Okay, here I had to find the description for the goats because it's of interest. So the barn is largely empty, but for 4 goats, 3 female and 1 male. The goats are as sickly and degenerate as the other residents of the island. One female has an oddly short, stumpy leg, while another has the milky eyes of blindness. The male has only 1 horn.
These are some fucked up goats.
She tells you that if you guys need a place to stay, you can sleep in the barn.
Fuck that.
With,
Figured
with,
as much.
with these demonic goats.
So before we
Can
get
I
on,
roll something to try and see what's fucked up with these goats?
Wait,
You
no, I
can-
can roll medicine.
You know,
hold on. Before we do,
Okay.
any place that we visited already, I'm going to let you guys know we're doing this off of a timed action sequence. So I'm going to let you know that everything you do is going to take time,
Okay.
We should
and
go to the
after
woods.
a certain amount of time,
Something will happen.
the next phase of the story is going to happen. Thick.
Yeah,
Okay.
isn't shit supposed to go down tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
literally here because shit's gonna go down tonight. Like that's the
Yeah.
reason we're here.
So what time is
So-
it now?
So you guys, it took most of the night to cross the small channel, so it's early morning.
Okay.
And I feel like I should have been pulling it. Like me and Heather should have been pulling it instead of the decrepit old man.
You're a
I'm-
lizard,
on.
you'd sink. Okay.
I'm just surprised that it didn't
So-
sink.
If we
That
were
too.
smart, we would have some people either go talk to the old crazy man that she talked to,
Yeah.
and some people go into the dark woods because there's obviously something there, and we just don't want to fuck with most of the villagers, right?
Okay.
Can we
Right,
ask
so-
her why we're not supposed to go in the dark wood?
She says, "No, mustn't walk the dark wood. The creatures gobble you."
Okay.
So let's
so
not
we got
split
combat there.
before we go in there. Yeah.
Okay, so then we've got 3 locations. Theoretically, we could bother the villagers, but that's a bad idea, right? We've got investigating the goats, and we've got talking to the madman.
You can also search any of these locations.
We could search the locations, but we wanted to together search the Darkwood, and we just landed at the dock. I don't.
Why can't?
I mean, I guess we can look at the dock while we're here. You don't want to do that? I don't know. This is kind of out of character. I don't feel like I would be the strategist.
I thought we
Okay.
talked
How
to the guy to
tall
go to
are
the
the
woods.
how tall are the trees in the dark? Do you have that kind of?
They're pretty fucking tall, dude.
They're way up there.
All right, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I can fly.
No,
over.
it's called the
Yeah.
I
Darkwood
don't think
for
you'd be
a
able to
reason.
see
It's-
anything.
No, it's very close together. It's very tall. And it's for boating, and it's called the Darkwood for a reason.
Okay.
I would say we go investigate the madman.
Well, if we have
would say we
limited
should
time,
split. Yeah.
we could split. We could have a couple people figure out what's wrong with the goats, and then have
So-
the other people go talk to the madman.
So I feel like druids. Or I guess we have singular druid now. I feel like definitely druid should be with the goats, and I feel like for the madman,
And the
Mandy,
healer.
Mandy and the healer, because Mandy can do charm. Madmen have low end stats, so it'd be easier to get information from them that way. I
So,
would-
I don't know if you guys remember this. So you guys had decided that shit is gonna go down on this island. You don't know what, but I do believe we talked about it being some sort of attack.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, there are a couple other locations.
Oh, there are other
Um,
locations.
So we have the homes. There are 14 hovels. They're home to small families of island fishermen, and they are scattered in a rough circle around the fire pit. So the fire pit is the central of the town. I mean, this is
There's literally a fire pit, bro. We can see the fire. It's pretty clearly fire.
yeah.
You did good there.
I didn't even draw that. I think Heather did.
Oh, thanks, Heather. You did good there.
So 4 of the homes are no longer inhabited. Their roofs have collapsed, and they no longer have doors or shutters. And she tells you, "Dasses be homes to the folk. Outsides mustn't have homes. You not be sleeping in the rains, do you?" Okay, I already read that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, she lets you know that you can't have a house here.
We're not
You
allowed
don't
to
have
go
that.
there.
We're not
We can
welcome.
try. We could try talking to some of the adults in the houses to ask about the dark woods, what creatures they know about. This
So-
kid will only know.
If we're splitting up, the people that should probably talk to the people would the number one person to talk to the people would be Jesse, because he's our bard, so he's like our people person theoretically.
Charisma, boy.
Yeah,
And
Jesse
then-
and I have high charisma.
Yeah.
So there are
But you have
two-
to. But you're charming the madman. So
Well, I have, yeah.
Hold on, before you guys
Yeah.
strategize, there's 2 more locations.
okay.
Alright.
You have the fire pit itself, And Elisande tells you the pit as the local for speeching with the crows. They always clean the drink. All need the drink. So there are 3 crones that pretty much live around the fire. They spend all their time around the fire boiling water for people to drink, and they also clean the fish for people to eat. They all reek of fish and have long, stringy gray hair and speak in piercing voices that pierce even the muted atmosphere of the pouring rain. You can tell they are extremely old.
Okay.
And the
I vote
final.
we stake them. See if they're
Yeah.
vampires.
Yikes.
Well, it's daylight, so I mean. So
Also-
Last place.
Yeah.
around the
last place.
back here is a smokehouse.
Oh, y'all eat.
So smokehouse is attached to somebody else's home. And she tells you nothing about this. Oh no, okay, sorry. They put that weird. She tells you Dasi smoking house, not wheel air, but good eat. So she tells you the air inside is bad. Obviously, it's a smokehouse.
Yeah.
The smokehouse is attached to a man named Alberto's home. He's a large, bearded man whose arms are not the same length. His right arm is much longer and stronger than his left, which is half the size of the other.
Winky face.
Who made a winky face?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh,
his
yeah,
right
he's
arm
the
is a lot stronger than
he's
his
the
left.
charger from
Yep.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
He's literally Doomfist here.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Okay, so
do we know how long things are gonna take? Like roughly.
nah,
each
I
place?
can't tell you that.
us?
No.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Alrighty.
Okay, so we got a lot more places.
So these
Probably
crones
teams
are
of
super
two,
old.
maybe
Yeah.
3.
They're older than
They probably know the
Five.
most history of the villain.
yeah, most likely.
Jesse has the history stuff, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have a couple of options.
We've got
You
quite a
can
few
move.
options.
Yeah, you can move together as a giant 9-person group in a town full of 14 people, and yeah,
we have less than that now. We were down to like 6. I feel like.
you have 2
Seven?
mute people you're dragging.
Oh,
Okay.
they're not dead. They're just mute.
Yeah, they're just
We're just
the
dragging 'em.
autopilot.
They're not doing
Oh.
anything.
We could just we left them at the dock. We didn't have enough gold for them.
Yeah, can we
Mhm.
have done that?
Can I get my gold back then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
You can add those back.
Hell yeah, give me my silver back.
Okay, so we can split into groups. How many do we have? 7.
Yeah.
You can do a 4 and 3, or a 2,
Okay.
2 and 3.
So, I'm thinking that no more.
I think
no more than
2,
3
2, and 3 would be good, and it would be our 3 meleeers and fighters going to the woods. Me and
Wait, are
I
we doing?
think, no, let's not go to the woods yet.
I think we're doing the woods all together.
There's
is what
gonna
we're gonna
be
do.
spiders in there.
get scared.
I'm not scared. I'm saying it's a bad idea for us to go.
I don't want to go even with all that many people.
Well, your bitch ass can stay here, and everyone else can go.
The bird and Jin wanted to check on the goats, so that's 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to the madman.
Somebody should go with.
should go with
I
me.
would be able to go with.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys know it's early morning. He is out in the village. He's not in his
so he's not
Okay.
hovel
Okay,
right
well then I'll go to the fire and talk
The
to
crow.
goats.
Yeah.
Actually, out of complete curiosity, could I? How long would it take for me to fix that house?
now. I mean,
6 days.
yeah, there's no materials.
There-
I mean, they get stuff to repair their houses from Flotsam.
there's literally forests right there.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have an axe?
Yeah, so
Yes.
you can pass the strength modifier. I would put you at 3 days to fix it.
Oh. Okay, that's too long.
No time.
3 hours.
See, that's what I was.
Good
I was wondering.
idea.
I'm like, he's
No,
gone.
I-
you know? Yeah,
I'll
it'd be
make
nice.
I'll make a DM hint here, and I would suggest a search and information gathering phase, and then an exploration phase. So searching by searching, I'm assuming you know what I mean.
Like
Yeah.
roll
Maybe you need to
investigation,
sniff around the houses a bit,
perception.
and then exploration entails maybe entering a certain wooded area. So kind of split those up.
Yeah.
Do
Alright.
phase 1, then phase 2.
Well,
I'm going
So-
towards the crown.
So we'll do what? Just 4 and 3, and we'll just do yours, me, and Mazik going to the crones, and then everybody else going to the goats plus the other dude's house. I'm guessing. I don't know. Are they close enough
that
together?
works for me.
No, yeah. See, all
The
three.
barn and the
Yeah,
They
all
look
three.
smashed together. Yeah.
Everything's
They're
around
very-
a fire pit. It's very small.
These 3 are very close, so
Yeah.
I can count that as one
Yeah.
search action if you guys want to search all 3 here.
All right, sure.
And we'll count. What?
Where's Heather
Can I-
going?
Can I do?
Heather-
Huh? Red square around the fireplace? The red square around. I don't see a red square around the fireplace. That? Can you stop drawing on my map? Okay. Okay. So what do you guys want to do? Who's going where? Let's make it happen.
Me, Mazik, and Lord Eurus Evergarden are going to the crones. I don't know if
I am going to the barn.
I will also
That
go
area.
to the barn.
Okay, so that leaves Heather and who? Paris?
Heather
Jen.
and
Paris.
Going to the barn.
Max.
Jen.
Jen wanted to check goats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So Heather and who?
It's just Heather. Heather's the only person who we don't know where she's.
Oh, okay.
She's picking flowers.
Hey,
Just getting walnuts.
Heather, flip a coin.
I would like Heather to come with us.
It would be nice for y'all to have
See crones.
more
What are you trying?
beefy.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I'm just
Her-
saying I could get behind.
We need her to hold you back so you don't get us killed.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
one.
I'll kill the crones. I'll kill them.
Oh,
Please do
God.
not kill the people. Maybe we should switch me. I'm
I'm
joking.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Done.
okay, she said she wants to go to the madman's house.
Madman's okay. Madman's house. Okay, so that's with us at the barn.
All right.
The
Oh,
Madman's not
Okay.
there. Mike.
he's not there
So-
though.
Okay, and
Well, no, it was just I.
it's still. I mean, it would still be searchable, right? You could still dig in the dirt and
Well,
look in the
no,
walls. and stuff,
she.
right?
I think she wants to interact with him.
Do you want
like
to
the
search the? What do you want to do?
Just look
That
for
would be
him.
with the village, because that would be with the village.
Okay.
So which one do you want to do?
Oh, I thought we were going. I wanted to go to the house, but
Do you want to go to
He's
house?
not
What do you
there.
want to do though?
yeah. I
think.
Like, you
wanna
want to
go
talk to
his
him,
house.
and do you want to search his house?
Can I fit in his house?
Yes, it's open air. I mean, it's like it's one of those
I
new
mean, I
age
mean,
houses. Yeah.
New age houses. It's
It's,
broken.
it doesn't have a roof.
So,
You can
so I
stroll
go
in
outside
and
park.
fart. Yes.
Okay. I'll go in there.
Okay.
Please don't fart inside of the house.
It might knock the rest of it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the crones.
All right.
So that's the people that are going this. That's
it's
Eurus,
me, the
Mazik,
bard,
and Whitmore.
And Lord Urine. Yours.
Wow.
Holy shit, dude.
Destroyed, taken down.
You
Oh.
almost killed us with wolves.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay, so they're at the fire pit.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What? So the crones, obviously. So think of what you would feel like if your life was just living around a fire. You would want some kind of interaction, but would you be sane about it? So is it just you would Heather says you'd be like beef jerky. So these crones, there's 3 of them, and they like to play games. They like to speak in riddles. They like to not directly lie to you, but they're not going to tell you the whole truth. Is that a whale?
Unless I roll a 20 on inside again.
Okay, stop drawing. I'm gonna ban whoever that is.
Let's
Okay,
look at the colors. I wonder.
The
let's go.
drawing.
Yeah.
let's go.
Oh, am I supposed to like?
yeah,
start
I
it?
mean, who's over there talking to the crones, guys? Come on.
Okay. I guess I would go up and I would ask the crones about the natural Well, I would just do a history roll, and I would say, you know, for how long have you been on the island? Have you guys had a storm like this? And do you have, like, is there any kind of stuff that we should worry about with it coming through at night?
So, I'm trying to. These three. Okay. So, they tell you. Jesus Christ. 23. They tell
Yeah.
you.
Tell you everything.
That they could be. They tell you the history of themselves first. They tell you they've been
Okay.
here since the beginning of the village. And they tell you that they're sisters. Or they could be mother, daughter, and granddaughter. They tell you that they rarely sleep. They don't like to sleep. They live near the fire. You know, this is their home.
Yeah.
They rarely leave it. They can't allow the flames to die, and they claim as long as the fire burns, so will the village thrive. So they say the storms really aren't part of village life. I mean, they're on the seas, so obviously storms come and go, but these seem strange.
Okay.
They also encourage you to sample their fresh water and cooked food.
Can I?
I
What
will
They also-
respectfully
alignment is.
decline.
What'd you say, Prism?
Can I roll to see what like their alignment is, or if they're good?
Probably do what? What would we call that?
Insight. It's not perception.
Well, insight will just kind of tell
Insight
you.
is
Are
true
they
intentions
lying
of a
to
creature.
you?
Yeah, I want to know like their alignment if they're well.
No investigation.
I've got true sight, but
Yeah, some.
just tells me their defenses.
Let's see. I mean, we have a zone of truth.
Yeah.
But
I
you
mean-
you can get a general idea of their character.
Okay, so with what roll?
You can do insight. You can do knowledge, religion.
I will do insight because it has plus. Oh.
Ooh, you barely got that. So you can tell that they pretty much do whatever it takes to keep the village going. So, that to me would lean more towards chaotic,
Okay. And then.
and that's all you get for 11. And we're gonna close rolls on that.
Oh, okay.
I would like to ask them about the Darkwoods.
So, why don't you roll? You can either try a deception roll
Well, that's not.
to try to get the kind of. You can do
Can I do
deception.
persuasion?
You could do persuasion.
I'll do that.
Oh,
Pow.
what's with these crits, man?
They tell you that the Darkwoods are perfectly safe for them to go into. They also say they have a special pet that lives there.
Oh.
I bet it's a dragon.
That's what you like to
Can you
hear.
tell us about the pet?
Nope.
Oh.
For a 25?
For a 25?
For a 25, I don't get to know about the pet.
Well, as a DM, I can't just be like, oh yeah, just roll in there. This is what's going on.
But I'm charismatic. I'm persuading them. They want to
That
tell
is
me
a-
things.
That is a hella critical roll of persuasion.
Yeah, that is a natural. Okay, who
That's
put the fucking gas cloud over the fucking woods?
It wasn't me.
It's scary.
Jesus.
So,
So even telling you that your crit was knowing that they have a pet that lives in the woods.
Okay.
What if I wanted to ask something about what would happen if the fire went out? I'm assuming the fire would be a magical item if they have 3 people sitting there channeling into it, right?
They're not channeling; they're just keeping it alive.
Well, there's a storm and it doesn't go out with rain.
There's also Well, no, around it. So you guys should always. I'll tell you this: you should always search around everywhere you go.
Okay.
And I'll give you guys a 10 on search passive, which probably one of you already has it. So you're gonna notice heavy blocks of wood, knives, needles, and other sharp objects of daily life around the flames. So they've got plenty of wood. They have their utensils for cleaning fish and mending leather and stuff like that. So it's not a magical flame. It's just
Okay.
being fed with wood and being
They're
kept
just
alive.
making sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know that they're half truth people.
Yeah.
They're kind of fishy. They're a little scummy, you know. So they've offered you food and drink, but they kind of get a kick into maybe hinting that it's not.
Yeah, I don't want to eat it.
Yes, I have declined the dinner. Thank you.
I would also not like it.
So for your 25, I'll tell you one more thing. They're telling you a story about the creature in the woods, their pet. They say it carries away non-believers, and otherwise it's a boogeyman.
It's Yorona.
Non-believers in what?
It carries away non-believers.
The town? No.
Yeah, but you said the town's not magical, or
I didn't say
the fire's
town-
not magical.
The fire's not magical. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
There's like
about this.
there's a religion here, or there's some
They
sort of cult.
said there was no religion.
There's a pet that is probably not a
boogeyman.
biological pet. It is probably
Kakui.
a demonic
Well, these
pet.
crones probably worships the thing that the pet also follows, or whatever.
Maybe not necessarily worship, but certainly has a thing.
Well, they're
I don't know.
safe.
I'm not
They're
even-
safe.
I'm not
They're
even
safe to
gonna-
the pet.
Is there any other big ass question? I feel like I don't know. Like you can't
I
really
mean,
ask.
So
You've pretty
talking-
much gotten. They
Yeah,
talk in
like-
riddles, so you're not really gonna ever get a straight answer out of it.
Unless somebody pulls out their fucking banjo.
I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna get
no,
a
no.
straight answer from that either because it doesn't actually make them tell the truth. They can still just talk half lies of what they're doing. So it
Yeah,
does
so
nothing.
they don't lie to you.
Yeah, they just.
They tell you half truths.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny because I think his banjo. is awesome.
Here, let's see. I was just gonna say if I could roll performance and try and make their
You should ask one of them
person
on a
come
date.
out of the wood. Like if I danced and pretended to be a believer, would it love me like them?
The pet?
Yes.
Fucking try it.
I mean, as a DM, I've had many people try to seduce a lot of things, but I mean, I guess so.
Seduce the crone, not the pet.
I am
Fucking
good.
Do it.
Tell her you like her hair.
Do it,
She's got a pretty dress.
dude. What if it'll make you have real hair, dude?
No, we're good.
Should we roll any sort of like perception or investigation for the area around it, or you already kind of gave it to it?
No, that's pretty much all that's there.
All right. Well,
Okay, I think we're done.
I think personally we should go meet back up with the others whenever they are done with their stuff.